Can you hear me? Is there sound? All right, so I'm going to talk about it anyway and record it so people can watch it later on today. And I will try to keep it simple because I didn't get a chance to record a new video for GEVO, so I think it's time to go back and look at GEVO again. Um, so I just wanted to make sure that we have sound, so I don't. Uh, let's see. All right. So in this case here, we can see yesterday GEVO did a big move, and that push here up actually broke the small channel that I had before. All right, that was interesting. So this means this channel that we drew early on here, it didn't really hold. So that's why I did some changes for the pivots, just to choose a proper pivot that covers this one, because I feel it's too early for it to break that small channel that we had before. So this new channel seems to be working as well, right? So in this case here, we have it started here, dropped all the way here, it started here, went here and stopped because of that extension level, and then it started from here and went all the way up to this inner resistance, and then dropped all the way to the center or the median line again. So what I'm seeing today for this move, since it's still a bullish move, as you can see here with this trend line, with these EMAs, you can see it's a little bit bullish. So in this case, I'm seeing it to continue to go up. All right, not by much, but I'm seeing it still going up because that slope here, you cannot lose all of this momentum immediately. It's very hard. Usually it wears off a little bit, like for example here, you start to lose slope, flatten, and then it start to drop again. But with that high trend here, or high slope, it's very difficult for me to imagine that this is going to drop hard. So in general, it's here, and on the daily, it's showing that it's actually pushing the boundary of the main bigger channel of the major trend that we are in. But that's not really the case if you look at the hours. But we will see that. So in general, what I'm seeing here is that it would drop and hold this Fibonacci level, which is 2.3, which is, by the way, since we are actually almost close to the bell, it's actually this is what it's doing, but it doesn't show in Webull on the daily because the day didn't start, but it will show on the hours and 4 hours. So we would look at this. So the general, like, big picture, I'm seeing it holding this level, which is also coincide with the inner support of the small channel, and maybe try to push all the way up to this level, which is 2.52, which is the 38 extension level of Fibonacci. All right, now to see why is this the expectations, if you look at the other DMI, it's diverging here. It may drop down a little bit, but this here is buying pressure, this is selling pressure. So the buying pressure is higher than the selling pressure, which is good. And then the ADX is gaining some momentum here, which tells you that this is a trend that is strengthening. So this means that the buying pressure being higher than the selling pressure is going stronger. So that means that's why it tells me that maybe we are going to push a little bit up today. Other indicators, super trend, we are way above it. DMI covered, EMA is there and bullish. Bollinger Band, this is the one that is a little bit worrying me because we are touching the upper band of the Bollinger Band, which tells me again maybe we are just going to drop. So if we drop, okay, so how far? Maybe we will fall back to that extension level instead of just holding this one. So this is the only one that is this and DC, of course, because they're very close here. So the DC, um, actually the DC is the opposite for the daily. It's bouncing off the median, which tells you that you can go higher, and this is the upper layer of the DC. So it's it's not very clear at this point, because notice that since you are touching the Bollinger Band, the upper band doesn't mean that you have to drop, because sometimes you can actually walk along it. So that is a possibility to walk along this one and hold this and go up. So that is for the daily. If we look at the hourly and let's say the 4 hour is actually, this is what is happening because we are seeing the action. So now it's dropping below that level, and earlier it was holding it, so it keeps trying to push below this level and hold. So with this strong selling, this red candle here at the open, I don't know if it's going to hold it or maybe break and touch this inner support. That is a possibility. So the two levels we are talking about are the 2.3, so I wouldn't worry if that is being, I would be happy if it holds. If it doesn't hold, then I wouldn't worry until it goes below the 2.2. So honestly, as long as it's in this small channel, I am happy. So even 2.12 or 13 is okay for me. All right. So that drop doesn't tell me that below this level is a problem. Below this level, something is wrong. All right. So in this case, we will need to rethink whatever that channel looks like. But in this case, I'm seeing it holding to this channel, and hopefully higher than that. I can see that. All right. So again, indicators, the EMA is flattening a little bit, which is okay because that's what it needs to do. It goes back down and then goes back up. So here, that could be happening. That's a pullback, which is healthy and good. All right. So super trend, we are far above it. Bollinger Band, we are detaching from the upper band, as you can see here. DC, again, we are moving away from the upper band, which tells me that confirms that we need to drop a little bit. All right, so we have to drop. So whether it's going to hold here or go all the way down here, that is here or here, we will need to see that. All right, what about DMI? DMI is, the buying pressure is going a little bit down, but the strong trend of the higher buy pressure is there, and it's making new highs for the ADX, which tells me that this is a trend that will continue, and that's why I'm saying it's not going to drop so much. All right, it may hold here, it may touch here briefly, here also retest, that's a possibility. But after going and retesting that lower bound, then we are due for a bounce all the way up again. All right, so very soon we are going to see the 2.5, whether it's today or Monday. That will depend on how far it will pull back, but in general we are going to see 2.5 very soon. All right, that's the case for the 2 hours as well, and 1 hour, they are very similar to the 4 hour. All right, so I will try to keep it short. I'm not going to talk more about this because we can see here how the trend lines are working, and we can see the major levels anyway, so we are good. The one thing that I would like to talk about is the discussion on Webull about the pattern, right? So people are saying this is a big cup and then this is the handle, but the argument is whether this is the handle or whether this is still forming the handle, so this needs to drop all the way down and then go back up. All right, So this is the discussion here, and you can see here this is very similar to a cup because you have here high volume, here high volume, low volume all the way, right? But if you zoom in, you will also see that that's the case, right? So let's actually put the volume indicator. That would be much better. So where was it? Here we go. All right. So as you can see here, high volume, and then here this lower with this false breakout or something in the middle. Now here, this is high volume. This is also high volume, relatively. And then is that dropping? All right. So if you look at this in terms of let's have another cleaner screen here, and then let's show all the. So this is a possibility. This could be your handle. And what happens is that you broke out of the handle, you retested the handle here, whatever that was resistance before it became a support, and then you go back up. This trend here says this is a breakout. This is with confidence. That rejected so hard, you retested this. This is now your support. You go up. So I'm not sure, or I don't really see it dropping all the way down to 1.6 again to form that big handle and then go back up. All right. Especially we are getting towards the end of the year, and there are so many things that people are anticipating here with good news, which could send the price high. So I'm seeing this going in line with the timeline of the PRs and what we expect from GEVO. All right. So that's why I'm not leaning more towards that it will drop. I'm saying this is the high. All right. Now this is the high. How far it goes? So that's it. So it could go to 2.5, right? And then retrace and then continue to go up. All right. So that's the really what I'm seeing here. Okay. So that's my opinion in with respect to that pattern and the discussion going on Webull about what the pattern is. All right, so I will keep it short. I'm going to close this stream so people can watch this short video whether they are going to work or in a break, and then I'm going to actually turn that to another stream without sound and commentary, where you can see the trend lines and everything and how GEVO the price action is actually moving. So that could be a nice way. While you are at work or something, if you want to check on GEVO, you could just open that stream and see how it's moving along these resistance and support lines. And instead of trying to do all of these calculations yourself on your application on your phone, just tune in, have a look at it, see that it's holding the support or pushing the resistance, and then you can get back to work. So, all right. So I hope you find this useful. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in future videos and live streams.